Something special is happening in Grand Island Public Schools.
While you're doing that, you are to be looking at the pictures together and talking about what you see. You're not reading at this point. Look at the pictures, and what do you see? Who can tell me what they see? Molly, what do you see?
I see a bird with a worm.
A bird with a worm? Grizzly?
I see a bear.
A bear?
I see a bear climbing.
Okay, let's take a look through some of the pictures in the book. Open up the book. What's going on there, Jason?
Looking at a shadow behind a shadow.
Okay, he's looking at a shadow. Anything else? Yes? Fish in the water. Yes?
My favorite TV show is iCarly. What's your favorite TV show? Okay. My favorite sport to play or watch is volleyball.
Okay, good job, good prediction. Now we're gonna read this poem, and then we're gonna come back and read this book, okay? Can you read this poem for me?
When I saw my shadow, doesn't look like me at all.
This word is see. Can you say see?
I heard some really good things coming from good praise of your buddies, telling them what a great job they're doing. And I think some of our buddies or tuties were doing a really great job today too, and they've been really excited to start.
Everybody, she's nice and I can tell it's going to be good. She does good in reading and she needs to maybe learn how to handle things on her own. But today went very well.
Okay, good.
Students are reading together, students are learning together, and they are succeeding together. Staying after school twice a week, 4th and 5th graders are tutoring 2nd and 3rd graders. Both are struggling readers.
I like to read about...
This group of Lincoln Elementary students is just getting started on a rigorously structured, tightly scripted program that after 30 sessions will help both the older and younger students show marked improvement in their fluency and comprehension. More than just building success on tests, this is a story of how Grand Island students are transforming their learning experience and their school experience.
Our school district, a very high-performing district. We have 18 schools. A year ago, all of our schools achieved adequate yearly progress. We have wonderfully trained and committed educators and a super supportive Board of Education that allows us to seek out programs, interventions, trainings that can help make a difference in the lives of our children.
Reading together is different from many other programs, and that's what caught our attention in Grand Island Public Schools. One of the most obvious ways that it's different is it involves older students tutoring younger students, and we don't do a lot of that typically on a very strategic basis. And the thing that really attracted us most to Reading Together was the fact that it is a program for struggling students that really works with fluency and comprehension. Most often when we look for interventions for our struggling students, what we're offered is programs that intervene with phonemic awareness, phonics, decoding, and this program is for students who can already decode, but they need to get down to fluency and comprehension and really going beyond the decoding to really reading.
Our belief, we have a firm belief in every student every day is success. Consequently, we commit our resources and our time to achieving those means, and that means an awful lot of different things to us, and one of the things that it does mean is we want all of our students at every grade level, all 8,500 of them, to be successful in all academic areas.
I think the program works because it's beneficial to both the 2nd graders and the 4th and 5th graders who are also the tutors. It just gives them that confidence of reading with a peer. They work on a wide range of skills. They get to read, plus they're working on those comprehension and retelling skills. So I've just seen some really good benefits in the last couple of years with my students.
The measurement of the quality of this program was really defined by the resources, the research, and the results that we were able to observe and see in other districts across the country. We began it as a pilot program at Jefferson Elementary School 3 years ago. Once the word got out that students that were in the program were doing quite a bit better in terms of their reading achievement and comprehension, other schools slowly but surely began asking and inquiring if they could be a part of it.
The tutors get about 6 hours of training before we begin with the 2Ds. We go through each step of an actual lesson in great detail. We practice with the warm-up chats, we practice with retelling a story, we practice reading the stories and asking the comprehension questions, and also any activities that are in the manual. The materials are really easily explained, and we started with 2 weeks of training with the tutors, and after we just followed the book. Everything was right there for them. The tutors are responsible for their own materials. They have all of their guidebooks and their trade books, their t-shirts right in their own bag that we keep in storage, and they are responsible for getting those books out. And then when we go to teach the lesson, it's word for word of what they need to say. They have to come up with their idea for their own warm-up chat, but at the beginning we brainstorm we brainstorm some things that they can use to begin their warm-up chat with, and then everything else throughout the entire lesson is word for word, and all they need to do is follow that.
The first couple weeks, I probably am involved more, but after the first few weeks, they really learn how to follow that script, and they're very independent.
We teach the tutors to connect with the second and third graders that we have working with them, do conversations, do the warm-up chats, and just basically be little teachers for them and interact with them in the correct way.
The program consists of 30 lessons, and it begins with our tutors reading to our tutees, then our tutors guiding our tutees as they read, and our tutees reading to our tutors when the program finally comes to an end.
It just takes some of that intimidation, I think, away that you would have working with a teacher. They can kind of relate with each other. A lot of the kids here know each other, know siblings, so I just think it's less intimidating for them to work with the 4th or 5th grader. With them working together, it just improves confidence in our tutors and our tutees. It also helps to improve their scores, because as they are getting that extra practice instructing their tutee, they're also hopefully taking some of that back into their own classroom and helping to improve their own scores.
You often hear that the best way to learn something is to have to teach it, and this program certainly proves that to be true, and thus the benefit that our tutors receive. And the growth that we see not only from the tutees but the tutors, because when they're teaching this, they are learning those comprehension strategies and those reading skills at a higher level than they otherwise ever would.
A typical lesson for Read Together would be when their tutee comes in, the tutor does a warm-up chat with them each day to get to know each other, and then they have a book that they read together. There's some different questions that they're asked, and the tutee has to try and answer those questions. And then they have their own passage to read while the tutor goes through and grades for mistakes. And then after they've done a second reading, the tutor goes over those results with the tutee so they can see if there's been any improvement. And then at the end, they'll do a take-home letter, so they let their parents know what they did that day. And then at the end of the session, when the tutees leave, the tutors do a debriefing session where we get together in a circle and we talk about positive and negative things from that session, and then we talk about what they could do for their tutee the next time to help with any problems that they had.
There are so many things that make this program special, but ultimately it's the interaction of the students themselves that make the program work.
It makes me feel happy tutoring. I like helping other kids. The stuff and read together that I learned does help me, because when I get on a word that I don't know, I can do what I learn and read together.
The kind of job I might want to have is become an artist.
I like reading together because you get an opportunity to teach younger people how to read. I like to read about dogs.
I wish I could be a tutor when I get older.
It teaches social skills. In Reading Together, students are not only learning how to read, but they are discovering how to learn for a lifetime.
It uses rigorous scripts, it improves behavior, it models success.
It takes thoughtful preparation, it builds confidence, and it creates friendships.
This program, Reading Together, lifts achievement levels and it changes lives.